I love how I'm like, no, streaming Shadow of the Erd Tree would be a bad idea when the last stream went well, and when it is almost certainly a more popular category than art to stream. But one, you know, the last stream I did of Elden Ring had like a clear singular goal, and two, it was longer. We were able to explore and do stuff for a more amount of time, and there's probably other things, but I don't feel like talking about them. But I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm alright. I'm tired of work, but you know, again, we're getting through it. Like, none of this discussion would even matter if I just had the normal ass day shift, but I'm so crazy about that. It's not even funny. It's not funny because I am so just like ready. Like, everyone and their mom talks about just like, yeah, you get a 9-to-5 job and you do that for 80 years, and it's like I haven't even gotten to the 9-to-5 part yet. Everyone talks about this like it's the standard, but every job I've ever had has been just like, okay. Nope. Hello. Oh my goodness. My mom came home and, you know, stuff. Whatever. Let's start on working. What was I thinking of? This was last comic. And honestly, I think I did a pretty good job at this. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. But now, we're gonna be moving on to the next one. Man, I'm gonna need like a shower after stream. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like this is exactly what I'm trying to be like. I need a 9-to-5 and everything, because I get home at like 8:30 and I have to set an alarm for the next day, and it's just like, okay, what do I do? And you know, a reasonable thing would be to say shower after running around all day, but again, that'll wait till we're done stream, because I can handle my own stink. I can be a little stinky for a bit, you know, if I'm the only one suffering it, but it's just redonkulous. I've been talking a bit about working on my own, like writing and everything, and hopefully that becomes somewhat successful. Oh, don't look at that. That was a mistake. Because I would do anything to get out of the business world at this point. Being able to support myself by myself is the dream, if for no other reason than that. Just business, capital, society. Is this what that rant sounds like every time I go on it? Every time I'm like, I'm so sick of jobs. Just jobs. Credit where credit's due to my dad. Last time I was with him, I was talking like that. He was like, yeah, no, jobs suck. My dad is a very professional man. He does business. I'll tell you that much. He has worked before, previously. Anyway. Yeah. I thought about this the other day. I don't think... You know how every scientist and their grandma has been like, humans are pack animals. We were meant to live together and work together. I don't believe that. I've not seen enough humans working together in a good you know, functional fashion to be like, yeah, you're so right. Us humans, we gotta stick together. 7 billion's too many. I think we all need our own, like, personal 10 square miles, if not more. So that, just so that way, we can stay completely clear of each other. Healthy way to live, right? I believe there's a former, I don't know if he's an art teacher or if he said it was a history teacher. Well, I started following him because he just kept popping up on my feed for understandable reasons, because I love looking at boat stuff online. And he's in a boat crossing, just circumnavigating the globe, just crossing the Pacific right now. And I am jealous of that. I don't know. I feel like to really sell me on the idea of like, hey, you can absolutely go, you know, sail across the world, don't even worry about it. I feel like if someone was to really gonna sell me on that, they would have to like really lay out what amenities I'd be able to keep, how, like, you know, how the whole thing would work, etc., etc. Like, I feel like I'd be okay giving as much money as needed if the end result was just like, and then you can basically just be a pirate for decades. Maybe make some money off of talking about your adventures to people. That kind of stuff. That's how you set up for retirement. Pirate retirement. You know, oh wait. No, I don't have to go. I was gonna go grab something real quick, but here's the thing. It's clobbering time. And I have it right next to me. Thing I was gonna have right next to my deck. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking like this about just like, they say we're social creatures, but I don't like to be around people. But I feel like I'm typically overextending my own social battery. And plenty of other people get sad when they don't see others for too long, but I don't know. Could it be that any species of any kind, so long as they become sufficiently intelligent enough, don't really need to adhere to the idea of like packs and herds and living together and social creaturedness? Because, you know, they're just able to think about stuff. I don't know what it's like in the head of like a dolphin, but dolphins are actually pretty intelligent, so that might be a bad example. I don't know how much they're being introspective when in their free time. I think that's fair to say, at least. It'd be interesting. I feel like I went to oh, okay, wait. I was worried about something, but we're good. I feel like I went to dolphins just because, you know, they're other pack animals, or they're other social beings. But they are also intelligent, so... I'm gonna look up some reference pictures on my... That one's actually pretty good. Something like this. Yeah. That could work. Gotta draw a boat. It's called an establishing shot. Look it up. You know, maybe look it up in your classes. I'm sorry. I was snappy with you that one time. Over boats. Oh, wait, I said over boats, but it was over film linguistics, terminology. Okay. Probably put the bow of the boat up here. That should be good. I got it. It's not just like, you know, draw boat doing thing. It's also draw specific boat doing thing. That one. So it's kind of like, not only do you have to think about how boats would generally look given certain positions and actions, it's also about just like, how would this boat with this characteristics look given certain actions. I feel like this was a good central line to work off of, but I can't use it as a mast, unfortunately. I would like to, but thing is, the anchor is a pretty decently sized sloop. It's got, I was just thinking about it the other day, I was like, did I say that the sinking anvil has has 8 guns? 4 port, 4 starboard, despite only having 2 crewmates. That's so many. Also, here's what we'll do. We'll shrink this. Transform, scale, shrink scale. There we go. That should work good. I'm gonna erase this real quick. That, you know, that shot there, pretty good. Actually, yeah, there we go. Central horizontal line. Use that good old x-axis. Why am I a nerd? Oh my goodness. Up, up. Up. That's... Forget what that thing is called. I remember hearing different piratey characters talk about it. But... Also, wait. Okay. That's roughly the same length I have it drawn in this picture. So the mast can be about as tall. And then maybe to just... Maybe we do a little cheatsy and obscure the deck a bit with the bow. Just so that way no one's just like, where are the brothers? If they're all on the ship, why didn't you draw little brothers on the ship? And it's like, because I don't feel like drawing them to scale. Hiya, Paula! How's your day been? I hope good. Paula, do you wish to abandon all humanly connections and go live on the sea? Probably not. But for me, it sounds neato, so... Yeah, I like this. I like it drawn with like the boom out far catching the wind. I don't know what fucking, what's this? What are trapezoid sail? Wait, no, let me look up Bermuda sloop. Because it says here, Bermuda sloop, historical, such vesture, gaff rigs. So that's what it is, it's a gaff. Gaff rig. Let's see. 9. Where's 2? Gaff. Oh, the gaff sail parts. Okay. And the gaff is the top part. And the clue is the bottom part? This is a clusterfuck of of a diagram. But yeah, gaff. This is the gaff swinging out. I might not turn it down. Paula, do you want to become a pirate with me? Civilization has failed us. It's pirate time. Said to the theme of Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man Pizza Time. Pizza time. Yes. A sinking anvil. A gaff-rigged Bermuda sloop. It crosses the world's oceans carrying but 2 passengers. 2 young brothers. You know, I talked in Discord at one point about reading the Jack Sparrow young readers novel series when I was a kid. And I mean, the sinking anvil is kind of taken directly from that, because it is more of a heck yeah, Paula. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to go murdering either. So you've answered my riddles correctly. Heck, I don't like, we have the first comic in the background. And if you haven't picked up on it, a lot of the ways that Walt and Willie end up paying their piratey bills is by, you know, otherwise scavenging. Picking up, you know, just generally randomly taking stuff from the seas that they find valuable. But anyway, I wasn't just talking about... Oh yeah, the anvil is kind of from... like a direct thing from the Jack Sparrow series, just because in that series Jack Sparrow is a kid. And also, by the way, I always talk about how much I love Pirates of the Caribbean, but Jack Sparrow is not nearly my favorite character. He's neat, I like him, and I love the Black Pearl, but he's not, I wouldn't say go to the series for him. But yeah, in that series, like, he's starting off trying to sail the seas, and he just takes a little fishing boat from a random dock called the Barnacle, and it's usually a point throughout the series how wildly tiny the vessel is. Like, it's barely a ship, it's mostly a boat that can only hold a couple people. And I would say the good old anvil is a bit bigger than that. Who's your favorite then? Elizabeth Swann. Elizabeth goes from an albeit interesting damsel in distress to full-on pirate to the best pirate. Elizabeth is basically if you started following Luffy from like when he was first interested in pirates to the end of One Piece as a whole. What's I thinking of? But yeah, I mean, as far as lore goes, I would definitely say that same idea goes for the anvil, in that at some point only a year or two ago, before we joined the brothers in the comic series, they picked up the anvil semi-abandoned in a dock, and we're like, I mean, it's a functioning ship, we'll do it. And then good old Willie right here That's a really I did that with my mouse pad, so it was a messed up thing. He fixed her up good. He's made it a real vessel to contend with. Added the guns, reinforced and fixed up the hull. Just totally ship a Theseus to this thing, till it's the best ship they could possibly get. I think she's great in Dead Man's Chest. Like I said, I would argue. I feel like so many people are just like, I love the first Pirates. But I would argue the reason I tend not to go back to the first one as much as the other two is because Elizabeth is just a damsel in that film. Like, she's cool and she does her own stuff, but she is a damsel. So I'm just like, I want cool pirate king. Will's great too, but he's like the definition of lawful good. Well, he's not lawful good. He's neutral. He's good neutral. But he's also just doing everything for Elizabeth. So, very naturally, when I become more interested in her development, his whole thing is to me, he's just playing off of that. Yeah. I still haven't... Have we still not imported the map? I don't think we have. Overlays. Nope. Do I have references in this? Nope, I don't. I have no references. Well, I was gonna say, I didn't want them going in, where's the sketch? In this direction again. Because they are headed east at this point in the story. They were headed west in the first comic, but I still had them going this way, forward facing. So I was like, how do I draw that again without just doing the same panel? Listen, I'm trying here. I know it's silly. I know literally no one cares. Did you know? I'm actually in the running for an award for this comic. Least read webcomic. They said, you have such low numbers, it's actually an anomaly. We gotta get you something for that, buddy. I am almost tempted completely to just pause stream and take a shower. But I'm gonna tough out my own smell. Yeah, that's me. It's like me when like with my posture and everything, my nose is mostly pointed down my shirt where I've been sweating through my job all day. See, I was talking about getting the regular 9 to 5, but something that I'm not as fervently chasing after is a job where I'm not just only doing manual labor all the time forever. I mean, granted, I'm talking about being a pirate, and that's what that job is, but that's different because I want to do it. I'm so tired of going to employers and I'm asked what can I do for you, and they're like, your body. I'm like, excuse me, and they're like, lift things. Young man, lift things for us. Controversial opinion, but I'm tired of being the strong man that the teacher calls on in to move all the chairs in class. I mean, I was just talking to someone today. It's like, I can't complain too much about my job. I like it a decent amount. But I definitely still have some complaints, and I'm working on fixing them, you know? Just like Juice was talking about with, like, negotiating for things yesterday. I'm working on making things better. For myself. For my son. My child. What was I just thinking of? Oh yeah, I wanted to say, because I started this stream by talking about little Elden Ring stuff. But I got to a I didn't tell the story the other day. I got to a hidden boss at one point, which might be in one of my favorite areas in the entire game. And I died a couple times to him, and I did realize I was dying a good amount to him because I forgot you can just jump in Elden Ring. Like, you can just press a button and jump up. And like 3 of his attacks, that was the only reasonable way to dodge it. So when I wasn't dodging up, I was just getting hit for nothing. Okay. Actually, well, okay. What we should do first, because I was about to start drawing the brothers, but we're probably just gonna reuse this background a good amount. I have no shame in that. Fucking Invincible did that. Invincible, which has skyrocketed in popularity with its cartoon, did both a comic page and an animated scene about how artists save time and effort in making things. And to be clear, that's not like scummy. That's part of what they teach you in art school. Art school isn't part about learning, hey, it would be really hard and time consuming to do it this way. We can do it this way instead, and then we end up with just a lot more time and effort to do everything else. Okay. Probably have Walt's shoes facing this way. This is gonna be Walt. He is gonna be standing like this. I hope you have a good sleep, Paula. And I hope you enjoy your job tomorrow, you know? I feel like everyone should have a job they have a good not doing. That really is what we're doing. Or what we're not doing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Yeah, you know, the other reason I decided to do it tonight is I was like, I just want to play Shadow of the Erdtree. I don't feel like playing another game. And I was like, but I don't want to stream it again, because I don't think it'll go as well as the first time. And I respect people who are going in blind and not watching those streams. So I was like, so I think that's kind of off the table. I treated myself the one day, but can't do that twice. And then I was like, well, if I want to play it like tomorrow, Thursday, and maybe even Friday night, then I should try getting some art done. And I stream art, you know? Okay, so this should be Willy. Honestly, I think I should just be reusing the same panel twice. I've talked of the virtues of not doing this, but part of the thing is that like part of the joke for this comic is like, this is them talking in this position, and then this one is them thinking before big reaction here. So, specifically using the art from this panel and the third panel probably be good. You know, credit where credit's due. Fucking Snapcube doing a stream where she just read a lot of Control Alt Delete comics does live rent free in my head, specifically because she goes on to talk about how much how bloated those comics are, where it's just like, cut out the entire middle section, this part and this part funny. Just stop having walls of text in the middle of it. And it's that easy. It's that easy to make your comic better. Oh, wait, no. Okay. If it's okay with folks for me to spoil the joke of what happens in this comic, they're looking at the map they stole previously. They're like, man, there's a lot of islands on here that we've never seen before. And then they think for a moment about their destination, and then Willie leans over and says, oh, those are crumbs for lunch. From lunch. And then Walt does a funny reaction. He's gonna go flipping backwards. He's just gonna be like, oh my god, we've wasted so much time. So yeah, this one is kind of Wooly leaning down to wipe crumbs off map. Pretty simple. I think I'm good with the sketches we got. Pretty decent sketch. By the way, it is, I mean, it says it in the title. It's June 25th, 2024. And I've gotta say, I think the Chainsaw Man chapter that released on the Shonen Jump app today, I'm confident in calling it a banger. Both compositionally, narratively, and just certain illustrations by Fujimoto were real dang good. I forget if I talked before on stream about wanting Super Eye Patch Wolf to do a follow-up Chainsaw Man video when part 2 is done, because he kind of mentioned that as an idea when he talked about part 1 being a full-on masterpiece. And with that in mind, I'm definitely interested in it, because so far part 2 has mostly been about just like, you know, what does it mean to have a good life when our thing is good enough, etc. It's kind of about it's hard to put because I might say it in a way where it's just like, yeah, that's Chainsaw Man Part 1 too. 1, 2. But I feel like Chainsaw Man Part 2 is kind of about really being like, hey, how do I be happy in life? When's enough? Well, make Chainsaw Man Part 12? I'd be interested to see if we get that. So far, the only animes I know that are separated into parts as opposed to arcs or seasons is Chainsaw Man, Baki, and JoJo, which is in the order of how I've discovered them. And they're all weird as hell. And I do all like them. for it being weird as hell. Also, hi, Beppa. Also, they're done with amazing art. Like, JoJo's art speaks for itself. It's weird, but like fucking, it was in the Louvre. I don't need to qualify Iraqi's art. Got put in the museum with the Mona Lisa. He's a good artist. And then you have Baki's, which I feel like some people might want to consider like fugly, almost. But I do concur with what not Chainsaw Super iPad 12 said in his video, which is that like Baki's whole art style is centering around the idea. Are you on Webtoon? I'm very confused. I am. I need to. Should we do that? And I need to get my shit together. Kingfisher, I apologize. I'm gonna like, I don't want to say tomorrow because I might not get to it tomorrow. Either tomorrow, sometime this week, I'm going to double down on making sure I get all the episodes of Lollipros out on Webtoon. I apologize for that. That's on me. It's just because Webtoon's format isn't like, you know, what I'm used to working in. So putting stuff up on there necessitates me reworking entire comics, entire pieces, when I'm already, you know, squeezing what I can in. But yeah, I do have a series on Webtoon. That's it. Do I have a command for it or no? Also, did we? No, okay. Is this it? Yeah. So you can see those two. The 2 episodes I have out right now, which to be fair, the 2 episodes on the Webtoon right now are actually like 6 of the strips thrown together in a different format. So it's most of them so far. But I'm probably gonna change that, but when I update it, I'll make sure all those episodes are still on there. And that there are more. But yeah, I apologize. So I'm bad at internet. I'm just straight up bad at internet. I'm gonna be so real. And I was just talking about being antisocial. And I feel like to be good with internet, you gotta be like, I'm very social. I'm very like, get out, interact with people, make sure everyone knows I'm the dude. I'm the dude, and I'm also the man. Don't get it twisted. I'm the dude, I'm the man. I am the guy. Gotcha. Yeah. I will say, I fully have not been keeping up with it, but it's not as far behind as you might think. And I'm going to update it soon. Because what I did not too long ago, thinking about the fact that I kind of want to promote my stuff on Webtoon, is I started experimenting with any easier or cleaner ways to put the strip in a Webtoon format. Because I can't just put the panels top to bottom. Because like, look at strip 9. Strip 9 is the entire thing. Also, oops. is the entire format split in half as opposed to fourths or thirds or fifths. all of which I've also done. Which means a panel can be this big, which means it might not fit if it's stacked vertically with like the other ones. So what I was experimenting with was, and what I'm kind of happy with so far, is making a canvas with the proper width of a webtoon in a 3:4 ratio, which allows me to do like 3 rows, so you get the setup, the middle, and the punchline. And it is wide enough that I can just put 2 very wide panels in there if I choose. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I don't know if anyone finds this interesting. I'm not trying to make excuses for myself. I just figured I'd talk about it. Like, I was just talking about Chainsaw Man, right? And, like, that's part of it, is I want to make compositionally good stuff. And if the format changes too dramatically from one version of the comic to the other, then composition goes out the window. And I don't necessarily want that. I want to be able to do interesting stuff with the comic. But turning it from, like kind of scrungling it a bit from being a straight line to a Z in that format, I think that should work better. And so long as all I have to do is copy and paste singular panels, you know, from one format of the comic to another, then it'll be no issue at all. It's kind of perfectionism, but it's also kind of like, you know, recognizing that if I just try to copy and paste the comic as is into Webtoon, it's gonna get real messed up, and I'm not in on that, so. Lord, I need to... I don't mean to keep saying I'm stinky, but I just continue to think about the fact that, like, I was just walking all day. I just ran a marathon. Like, that's what I was doing, and I've come home sweaty trying to stream. And it's another one of those things where I'm like, man, I'd love that to not be life. Like I was saying in companionship with that comment, if I'm gonna be sweating, it should be on the deck of a ship. Oh, but speaking of work stuff, something that is, I think, prudent to say is that they released the release date. They told us the release date for the Epic Mickey remake today. And with that in mind, I have checked in with my boss when I went in to work. I was like, can I take these 2 days off? And he was like, that's like 3 months away. You absolutely can. I was like, sick. So I'm gonna take September 24th off. I'm then going to, you know, wake up early, run to a game store, grab probably minimum two copies of Epic Mickey Rebrushed, and then come back here and stream it as quick as I can for as long as I can, and then do the same thing the next day to really make sure that, you know, because I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday, right? I have the dates down. It would be the 24th and 25th. So, assuming I do regular streams that week, I stream Sunday and Monday. And then Tuesday is a regular day, so I just stream Tuesday for longer. Then extra stream Wednesday. Then probably take off Thursday and Friday and come back Saturday. for more Epic Mickey. I don't know if everyone's gonna expect me to, you know, be doing it much more than that. Heck, I'd argue some people are just like, I don't even care enough. I don't even care enough to watch you do it that much. Oh, but I'm gonna be happy doing it, so I'm planning to be the premier Epic Mickey streamer. Because it's my favorite game. And if you know anyone who's like, I want to check that out on a stream, you know who to send them to. If Cahill Comics can offer anything, it's our founders' hyperfixations. We here at Cahill Comics don't do everything good, but you know, the sole person in this studio sure does make sure to yap on about certain topics. So if that sounds appealing, we got plenty of that. Don't even worry about it. What is streaming if not just professional yapping, you know? Don't lie. You know I'm right. If you just like talk for a while into the camera, then chances are you'll probably do okay at streaming. Well, I'm trying to... That'll work. I love... Sonic has had just some weird tracks, honestly. Not bad, but weird. You know? Like, both can be true. They can be good and they can be weird. We get to make it real. We got to make it real. I'm down for it. I feel like you have to be down for weird if you're a Sonic fan. Every now and then. I'm not saying it can only be weird, but there's enough weird. There's enough weird that it's warranted. Lord, was it on stream where Stealth was like, I thought you were an Archie Sonic fan? So I was like, I'm not. I'm gonna be real with you. I hold nothing against them, but that's not me, Chief. I gotta tell you right now, you're barking up the wrong tree. I have not read Archie Sonic, and I don't plan to. Again, more so than anything, just not my brand of weird. Ah, Wrong layer. I'm doing this in the most convoluted way possible, honestly, but... You know? Sometimes art's about, you know, doing things as easy as you can. And then other times it's about being obtuse. And insisting you do it another way. So... I can respect both. I mean, to be fair, if I'm gonna save time, copy and pasting certain elements of the comic strip, then I can similarly spend time doing weird hand, you know, hand carved bits of the rest of it, so. It's just that easy. Instant ramen. I feel like I've technically tried ramen before, but I still would like to have real fancy ramen. Robin? The fanciest Robin? Damian Drake? Almost certainly. That would be the correct answer. Damian Drake has a spoon in his mouth and a stick up his ass. I'm sorry, Damien fans, you know it's true. I feel like even if you don't have to portray Damien as a kind of a jerk, but you don't. There's plenty of Damien stuff I like. I feel like part of his character is unchangeably that he's wildly proud to be the son of Batman, you know? So even though he he didn't spend the start of his life with his father, I still think the silver spoon bit applies. Also, he spent the start of his life around, like, Ra's al Ghul's people. In a super fancy evil lair. So whether it's Wayne's stuff or Ra's al Ghul stuff, Damien's getting that fancy treatment as he grows up. No matter what, you can't stop him. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, freaking, I'm gonna have to erase a good chunk of this once I put, like, the boys in front of it and stuff, but that's what we work with. Another art thing. A good amount of art is doing stuff no one will see or care about, so. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, that's just how you do get good at art. It's just like you spend time doing the things that some people might not care to do. It's just like, oh my goodness, how did you draw that hair? And it's just like, I drew the hair. It's just like, I can't. Like, go and draw a stick figure, and it's just like, why doesn't mine look as good? And I was like, well, you didn't just skip detail. You didn't detail. Got a good foundation here. But if you're asking me why, you know, at the end of the day, that's where the real practice comes in. It's like, if you want to get good at art, when people are talking about practice, they're talking about practicing getting down a bunch of details and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Oh. What was I thinking? Can I... Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. You know, at first I was kind of into the way they displayed the new dashboard on the Twitch app, but I've kind of gotten sick of it. It might not even be as good as the old version. Twitch, please stop being bad. I'd love for that to be the case. I'd love for the thing that I want to do more of to be good. Granted, it could probably, you know, help out a bit by getting a real PC set up, but... Man, I remember someone talking about just like, we need to start instituting things where it's like once an app or what have you reaches a certain stage, the developers aren't able to update it anymore. And I'm definitely a fan of something matching that description, you know? Locking anyone who could change the way certain applications work. Because I don't just mean phone apps. Just computer applications in general. Just being like, it's fine like this. This does exactly what it needs. We need it to. If we want anything else, we'll contact you and we'll put it to a committee vote. I guess it kind of probably already goes through a bunch of people already, right? But that's where locking people out comes in play, right? You don't just make it so that a bunch of people with stocks in the thing have to vote on it. You also make it so that two people with keys chained around their neck have to simultaneously unlock it so they can do more development. This only applies to like utility applications, you know? In no way should this go for video games, because I think video games are typically different. I think video game developers tend to get it to a point where they're happy with a game and then say, okay, on to the next one. That one probably won't need any more updates. We nailed it. So. I say that, but I know a lot of people are just like, there's so many live service games. So. That doesn't necessarily hold as true for games like that. When a selling point for some games is that it's constantly being updated, then it's going to constantly be updated. I feel like not more so, but somewhat. I just keep getting updates in the cloud. Well, I was gonna say not like that, because I was gonna mention like Overwatch. Not more so than the like developer fallout, but next to it, adjacent to that, is the fact that Overwatch is not the same game anymore. And not just because they've added a 2 at the end, which in and of itself is kind of hokey at this point. Just like fucking, it's not. We know it's not a sequel. It could have been a patch to the first one. What was I thinking of? But like, it's not the game I played when it first came out, and a lot of people were into it. So, with that in mind, a game like that, it can be hard because sometimes in the worst way possible, it's not the same game as before. But then for that, you have FF14, where people are like, the first idea was bad, the first pass of this, not good. Completely reworking the entire thing. Amazing. Masterful gambit, sir. with that Epic Mickey announcement today, remember I saw someone being like, I kind of wish Mickey had a Kingdom Hearts outfit, because they're putting outfits into the new Epic Mickey Rebrush thing, which is a thing they had in 2. You could buy different outfits for Mickey and Oswald, and then all your platforming from there would be with themed looks. I'm kind of glad they had that in the original. It adds a fun new element. Just a little aesthetic touch. What are they talking about? Oh yeah, but I remember seeing someone being like, I wish they had a Kingdom Hearts outfit for Mickey, and I was like, I don't think. I think Squeenix and Disney are always, like, you know, ready to stab each other in the back. Two very litigious companies cooperating with their original IPs means I imagine tensions can run high at certain points. So I don't think either was just like, yeah, just throw a neat little cameo in this other game. But yeah, I definitely always prefer a single player at home experience as opposed to online with other folks. That's one reason I was starting up Final Fantasy IX, because I was like, this is a big game, but it's not an online game, and I can just play it myself at my own pace. Don't have to worry about getting other people to play it with. It's that simple. Heck, if anything does online good, it's probably Monster Hunter. There's probably a few, you know, games that are okay to play solo, and then you can hop on with friends and have a real good time all together. But I always feel like Monster Hunter is the prime example. Oh, but hello? Oh, hi, I'm Daisy.
Yippers!
Barry, this is the second time you've rated me in like 2 weeks. If you keep doing this, I'm gonna get the wrong idea and think I'm good at streaming. Wasn't. Oh yeah, Barry was playing Game Boy Mario Party. So he was. That's the one with Daisy, isn't it? That's the one where she's like, "Hello, I'm not Peach." If there was ever a game to yippers, oh lord, are we doing this again? Guys, we're at 320. Just 100 more. And I'll smoke up on stream. You won't see it because I'm an animated avatar. But, you know, you'll be there. Tell your friends. Bring out the parrot. You got it. Yeah. Let's see. Parrot. Fantastic. But yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Cahill. I'm an artist. I play games. I'm currently working on my web comic about two pirate brothers in a rubber hosey style. It's not One Piece. I like things other than One Piece. I promise. Yippers. Are people better. Thank you, Smashmat, for following. Node Sandwich for following. And Kasue, I hope I pronounced that right, for following. Means a lot. Can we get the One Piece? The One Peak is real. Lord. Come pirates, or are they pirates who became brothers? Okay, so if it's okay with y'all, I have the other pieces in this workspace. So, yeah, this is the first one. These are brothers. They live in a seafaring world. They live in a world stuck in this, like, 1600s, kind of. I don't know. As 1600s as cartoons get, anyway. And they're like, well, we're 12 and 11 respectively, so we can't hold jobs. Might as well become pirates and earn money that way. So they sell off treasures to pay the bills and get food. This isn't Mickey Mouse, and that isn't gun violence. I mean, that is gun violence, but it's not towards Mickey Mouse. Oh my goodness, Smash Mat, where can I read this? Thank you for the 100 bits. Can I pull up my own website real quick? Because you can go on my Blue Sky. I am going to be putting it on Webtoon more if you want to follow it on there. I've been real bad at updating it on Webtoons, and also have my own site. Did Juice make a site command? Site. Nope. Okay, Webtoon. There you go. Yeah. I love this. This is supposed to have text. But instead, I like it more without text. I like you seeing an official looking man, and then he looks over, and they just have a gilded portrait of Jackass. This comic is better with no text. Yeah. So right now they're trying to make their way in my cartoon equivalent of Europe, which is okay. I'm sorry. I'm OC dumping to like 200 people. I am the worst. Anyway, I'm gonna keep doing it. Right now they're sailing about my cartoon fantasy equivalent of Europe, which is a loose archipelago of islands that mostly have economic ties to each other. So that kind of capitalistic European society is of course called the United Trade Islands, or as more people like to refer to it as UTI. So that's the big thing I want to drive home, is that in this fantasy world, Europe can be referred to as the UTI. And we're just going to keep building it out from there. Oh, don't look at that. It's the second time I've opened that. Every frame a comic. Oh, hey. Also, oh, if you like Gravity Falls, you know, if you liked when Gravity Falls was on and they were doing weird things, there might be something like that on here. You know? Like, you know, maybe I do a comic about two silly rubber hose pirate kids and then they kill God. It's fun. Like, anything could happen, really. Maybe at one point I have them fight the Monkey King Sun Wukong, and they trap him under the mountain like in the original myth. You know? Maybe there's a reason that all sapient life in this world is anthropomorphic animals. And it's not because I'm a furry. Furries are great. They're the backbone of our society these days. But that's not why there's anthropomorphism in this world. Maybe I had two divorced parents from separate mythologies get married in the background of my comic. You won't know unless you follow. Are just more interesting than humans. Also, this is very clearly inspired by old Rubber Hose cartoons. And if I don't have anthropomorphic animals, then what am I even doing? Shout out to furries. Oh, I didn't show... Let me show the one thing. I showed the UTI joke. I'm gonna show one more I'm proud of. Where is it? Not that one. This one. Yeah.
Yippers!
A-cab. Right? But then, what's that? It's Michael. Michael to the rescue. Because he may be a rat, but he's no snitch. Also, happy Pride. Mild manner apricot, thank you for the follow. Happy Pride. Happy Pride from Michael Mouse. I didn't know he was bisexual. Hey, by the way, I'm bisexual. He's in public domain now. If I want to have a steamboat captain, because again, it's a pirate comic, if I want to say, if in the next comic I have him sail by in a steamboat, which is the most advanced technological feat in this world, and he shouts out to the boys, by the way, I'm bisexual. As he has Minnie and Donald next to him. Well, it would be Minnie and Pete, because those two are in the comic domain, are in the public domain with him. So I 100% hope you do that. Pete the cat, Minnie Mouse, and Mickey Mouse all went into public domain. I can put them in a bisexual polycule in my pirate comic. No copyright law in the world could stop me. No civil rights movement in the world could stop me. Just a bunch of people coming together saying, Cahill, we know you can do that. You shouldn't do that. And I say, muhahahaha. Hey, did you know that in my favorite game of all time, Epic Mickey, they introduced the idea that different versions of characters going out of date counts as them being forgotten, and they apply that specifically to Pete from Disney. And the first version you meet of Pete in the game is trans. Happy Pride, everyone. Lord, is this the last stream I can say that? No. I can say Happy Pride every 5 minutes on Sunday stream. Hooray. Oh, I'm so excited. Smash Matt, I literally went into my boss today and I said I'm taking the 24th and the 25th off. This isn't a joke. I was just going over. I've already scheduled they announced it today, so I scheduled the days off today. And I'm going to head to fucking GameStop, be like, give it to me now. And then stream it. Because, you know, there's always the argument for like, no, this one's just for me, right? But I've already, like, they're like, it's a faithful remake, so I've already played the game. I would more like to show other people the game and get my reactions and thoughts on it. Render unto Cahill Mickey. I've generally kind of tried to stop doing blind playthroughs of games. But one thing I'll always be proud of doing a blind playthrough of is Metroid Dread. The last 20 minutes of that game is just... Also, by the way, if any of my... I just realized I could just go to the Blue Sky app. Share. Yeah. If any of the last, like, 20 minutes of me yapping spoke to you, that's a good place to find the comic. And resources to keep up with it. Anyway. What was I just talking about? Oh, yeah. The last, like, 30 minutes of Metroid Dread is insanity. And I screamed. Okay, Smash Matt. My handle on Blue Sky is Cahill Comics with a Z. I know. Esoteric, even. I don't know why I didn't keep with theme. No. Yeah, just Cahill Comics. No space. No anything. Nicole is going live. But there's still people from the Berry Raid. Did you see that Markiplier started playing? It's so wildly cool that I learned about Nicole through Berries and Bath streams. And I was like, oh, what a neat person. She's funny. She says some NSFW things sometimes. And then she was like, I'm going to voice act in this game. And I was like, that'll probably be neat. I'll definitely pick it up. And then it became like one of the biggest games on Steam. And now they're making like a statue of her character for a collector's edition. Which they also announced for Epic Mickey. And then Markiplier's playing it. I would love to see. I would love to see Nicole and Markiplier hold a conversation. Oh. That game deserves to pop off. It does. Lord, Nicole and Bath are a great duo, right? I'd love to just wedge Markiplier in there. Like, obviously, Nicole and Bath are friends outside of streaming and stuff. But, just irrespective of that, just put Markiplier in the midline. They'd probably just watch that video forever. That's usually how I enjoy his stuff. Is I like it more when he has someone to bounce off of. So, you know, rest in peace, Unis Honest, forever. I followed that thing for the whole year, and I was like, this is the only thing good about 2020. I'm pretty good, Zanry. I took a massive raid, and I was like, hey, do you want me to talk about my OCs? No? I'm so sorry that it's happening. But yeah. Honestly, the worst part about Unis Honest ending was the fact Ethan and Mark were just like, okay, we gotta like, you know, obviously they're still friends, but they're like, okay, we can't just do content with each other every day. Not that they were doing that before Unis Honest, but still. It is hard to blame them for slowing down when everyone would be like, my Pokemons, let me show you them. Yeah, do you all want to see all the Pokemon I've ever caught? No, I'm not doing that, I'm sorry. Nice try, Team Rocket. I'm sad, I miss Unis Honest, yeah. The Gongoozler. Lord, if y'all didn't see Unis Honest when it was on, which I guess is possible if you were born afterwards, which is unfortunately a possibility, but they did do at one point, like near the end, which is I think the biggest crying shame, they did a thing where they made a fake documentary of Mark being a cryptid, and I don't think 4-year-olds are watching my channel, but you know, there's always possibility. 4-year-olds should not watch this channel. What's up, you cool babies? Mockumentary? The hee-hoo. And I want you to imagine what that might be like, right? If you didn't watch Unis Honest. They just had a lot of drone footage of Markiplier running naked through the woods. And then at one point, him mauling Ethan to death. And then they did an after credits scene, which was about half as long as the actual video itself. It was like 1/3 of the video. And the after credits scene talked about how Ethan went on to open a hot dog factory after winning the National Hot Dog Championships, and then marrying a divorced Michelle Obama thanks to his success in the hot dog industry. only to die from hot dog related incidents. And that video was only up for like 2 months. I think that's a crime. There should be no efforts to repost it. That goes against the very idea of why it was posted in the first part. You know? Like, it like they are right to have deleted it, but it was a killer video that existed on the internet for far too short. I know, Zanry, but doesn't that go against the point? They were just like, you know, they were like, hey guys, remember, you know how everything's here to stay forever now? Which, you know, they did that. They did that just as streaming services took off. And maybe that's not so poignant now. You know, when Warner Brothers said, hey, remember how you subscribed for this? Destroyed. Ashed. Boy, we love tax breaks. I know there's no such thing as a good mega corporation, but I have a personal bone to pick with Warner Brothers Discovery. Oh, that's a very good use of Kazukiss. Man, I forget how detailed I made Kazukiss so long ago. I forget how detailed I did it. Cahill pats himself on the back. I don't think so. I need to take some stuff off Throne. I have fixed Throne so that now anything ordered there will arrive at the proper address. But there are some things that I just have now, so I should take it off Throne. This is not a plug. I forget I have Kezu plush on Throne. I should also put Kerbo plush on Throne. Fucking love Kerbo. Boyo. Poyo indeed. Deliver me, my lord. Deliver me from bloody men. Lord. That's not a beat. Yeah, that's just a. I'm glad Barry's kept his Kirby emo out of all the game emotes he's kept. Love Kirby. When Terminal Montage made an animation of God saying to Kirby, "You are my favorite creation," he was spitting facts. I haven't seen 8 stack up bunny cups. Yeah, I have a bunny. I want to get him more toys to play with. I don't let him out. I need to let him out more. But yeah. No. Kerbo being a Christian is always best when it's Christmas time. And then they just show a montage of him doing charity work. It's very wholesome. It's a great Christmas present. They've already made 3 of them, so I'm not about to be like, make more. Because the animation's hard. I don't know about devout, but I have heard that it's because he is also a Christian. So. But I don't know Mr. Terminal Montage personally. Sure, a bunny pick or riot. I mean, let's see. Do I even have fucking oh no. Oh gosh, Scoob. They're looking for my buddy online. Airdrop. Xbox. Show me this man's balls. Ah. I'm using display capture, so this works pretty easy. There he is. There he is! There's my boy! Yeah! He's named Oswald, for anyone who doesn't know. Which is also related to Epic Mickey. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm actually home, I do my best to let him run around my room or a pen or what have you. The Guttural 10, thank you for the follow. He is a stinky baby. He's a silly rat. He's also... He got... Like, that's the thing I always see, right? It's like, you need to let your rabbit be free roam. Unfortunately, my family is not wild about that idea. And I live with them, so... But I do my best to let him out when I'm able to be here with him. But he just seems pretty happy. He does floppies and he goes honk when I approach his normal pen. And I keep it clean for him. I do need to clean it out tomorrow. I keep it clean for him. Don't look at it now. Or, do you know? Okay, so a legitimate perk of my current full-time job, please someone save me from having a full-time job, is that, like, unlike some jobs, they don't demand you just do random busy work all the time. Like, if you don't have anything to do, it's cool to... They're just so fluffy. Yeah. Oh, he's so soft. I bought so much stuff to deal with him shedding, because he was there was so much shedding from him not too long ago, and I was like, well, this isn't good for either of us. So I just bought a bunch of stuff to get rid of all the hair. But they do let you just chill out, right? At my job. When you have no business to attend to. But like last week, within the same day, I'm sitting in the break room, right? I'm sitting there like a good soldier, at attention, ready for the fire alarm to go off when they tell me a patient is on fire. and I'm sitting there and I'm like, da 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 da, no work to do. I get an assignment, because that's how it works. They beam an assignment to me. And then my boss walks in. That happens twice. So what it looks like to him, he doesn't walk in and then an assignment. The order is important. I'm sitting there, I get an assignment, and then he walks in, so it looks like I'm on my ass doing nothing as someone is calling for my help. Because I physically haven't had the time to move from my position yet. So quick is the order of operations. And that happened to me twice in one day last week. Last week was not good in terms of work and being busy and So much to do, so much to see. Oh, what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never shine if you don't glow. You'll never learn if you don't go. Hey now, you're a smash mad. Get your game on. Be gay. Happy Pride Month. Lord. Do we know if the dragon's a lady? Like, the dragon is wearing lipstick in his eyelashes. That's very cartoony, right? But in theory, the dragon could come out in Shrek 5 and say the dragon's a man. Donkey is gay. And they adopted. Always a possibility. Never let them know your next move. But how the strong... Well, they were adopted. Someone found a disturbing amalgamation of, you know, of donkey and and Dragon and said, well, we can't keep these, so they put them up for adoption. And that was specifically what Donkey and Dragon were looking for. So they were like, we have to. Are they? They shouldn't. And there was another Nokia Dragon. Yes. Well, it's not a taboo. Do you think that Donkey and Dragon got together in Shrek without that being a rich history, a rich shared history? Do you think that kind of spark just happens? No. Romance between donkeys and dragons is well documented in the Shrek world. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. See, in my fanfiction. Hey, what was the thing, I did also do, that's a VOD now, a tier list for animated movies, because I'm a cartoon nerd. Oh wait, no, I need to still draw the clouds in the sky. And like Shrek 1 and Shrek 2 rank pretty high. The rest of them? I feel like I used to go pretty hard on Shrek. Because, like, as I said there, and I've said many times, I'm just like, you've killed 2D animation! And for what? Fucking Eddie Murphy doing his best Jackass impression? But now I lay that blame squarely at Toy Story's feet. Toy Story is also fantastic, but... There was just a period, which is somewhat ended now, where studios were like, well, if it's 3D animated, then it's good, which was not the case. Thank you, Madagascar. Thank you, The Wild, which is also the same film, but without the penguins, which is the best part of Madagascar. I've never cared more about a side character than I care about the penguins of Madagascar, who I like infinitely more than the main characters of Madagascar, who I don't like. But now, if you don't know, one of the reasons there's no more 2D animated feature films is because they just threw out the equipment. Studios are not equipped to do theatrical 2D animation. They only have the hardware and software for 3D in their movie studios. Ice Age. Ice Age is like, what? Like, I liked Ice Age. But I was also just like, it's fine. Do you know what we got before Toy Story and Ice Age and The Wild? We got Treasure Planet and The Prince of Egypt. Phenomenal films, which I could rave like a madman about. But those got shafted for that. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons. There's a bunch of more financial reasons than artistic or film reasons that studios have decided to stick with 3D so hard. Fucking Disney went from making Treasure Planet, and yeah, and I did it pretty rapid fire, so this is me letting off more steam. Disney went from making Treasure Planet to, I do have a YouTube VOD channel, it's Cahill VODs. Anyway, they went from, that's not important, I don't care about plugging myself, we have to talk about animation now. They went from making Treasure Planet to Valiant 2005. Y'all remember Valiant and Everybody's Hero, which I didn't put on there because I don't remember anything about that. Y'all remember Everybody's Hero? Chicken Little was good. We're not gonna diss Chicken Little. But the rest of that period, it wasn't Tarzan. It wasn't Hercules. No, we're not. I like Chicken Little. What did he say? Yeah. Also, hey, if you want a good animated film, go check out Redline. You can get it for pretty cheap and pretty easily on YouTube, of all places. I know YouTube has a couple movies for sale, but Redline got like our God ranking. And it deserves it. It's a fantastic film. Red lime. I don't think lime should be that color. Captain, we're trying to survive scurvy, but this lime is red and it winked at me. Now I'm just describing Berserk. Captain, I was trying to eat this lemon, but it has a face on it, and I've accidentally summoned the God Hand. It's the beautiful racing one, Oxby. It took like 7 years to make, and it's hand-drawn. And it's one of the best films I've ever seen. I have no context for those references. Well, don't look up the context for those references, mate. Berserk as its own anime is every content warning imaginable, like literally all of them. That being said, did y'all know people are making a fan-made Berserk anime because no studio will do it properly? Oh, it is. I recently saw someone who was going through different. So I was looking at books on TikTok, and they weren't the dirty ones, but a guy was talking about like I talk about books, and here are books I won't recommend for different reasons, and he listed Berserk with them because of certain reasons, and I don't necessarily agree. Like, I can understand not recommending Berserk, right? Because it does have a lot of content warnings, and it should be taken seriously and carefully. It's a great piece of media, but you have to respect that not everyone can enjoy it because it has some very rough stuff in there. But I wouldn't put it on like some kind of ban list, basically. I mean, yes, me. Me, I know you're joking, not jerking. I know you're joking because like every Dark Souls is based around Berserk. But Elden Ring is the berserkest Berserk they have yet made. Which, straight jorkin', by it I mean my peanuts. But Elden Ring is so good for so many reasons. Part of it is that they were just like, oh, we lost Kentaro Miura this year. An amazing. I showed my grandma pieces of illustration that Kentaro Miura did, and she fell in love with it. My grandma is 75 and she doesn't know where Japan is. But she loves the artwork of Kentaro Miura. And also, Zanri, they just filled the map, like their biggest Dark Souls map ever, and it's filled with gravestones for Kentaro Miura. Like every square mile of Elden Ring is a monument to Kentaro Miura. Japan is that away. I mean, I do have them sailing eastward in this sketch, so. Captain Big subscribe with Prime Gaming. Look, guys, they're going to Japan. Wait, what's that? Oh no. Goku's charging a spirit bomb to keep my OCs out of Japan. No. Thank you for Prime Gaming, Big. Guys, Big is also... I mean, if you want more One Piece than I have to offer, Big's your guy for it. So make sure you check him out. Yeah. spoilers for One Piece, but like at some point I want to do a slightly, you know, sadder tone in the comic for one reason or another, but I can't sink the ship. That's off the table. You keep this ship. That's understandable. I hope you'll consider giving my comic a bit more of a chance, Zanri. What am I doing? Why did I just say I didn't like One Piece? And it's like, well, have you heard? But I'm trying to go far more into the rubber hose than One Piece did. And also, that was something I talked about when Barry rated, right? It's like, I'm doing cartoony pirates, which is how I would describe One Piece. But I only read One Piece like 2 years ago at this point, which is far before I thought of these characters. So we have time. But yeah. I will say one thing. This might be controversial. Since the end of Wano, which was, I would argue, One Piece's biggest and most substantial arc to date, I think Oda has been much rougher with the artwork. And I have the first few volumes of One Piece right next to me, right? And whether or not you like the style and purposeful direction of One Piece, I don't think there's any arguing that for the longest time, Eiichiro Oda had a very clean, well-composed style that was like cartoony, but it was well done. Yeah. And not to speculate, but I think the wear and tear of how much he's ramping up One Piece and the strain it's put on him has made him be rougher, has made him do rougher art. And honestly, it makes me be like, hey, Shonen, hey, Jump, make One Piece monthly. and I think I might be hunted down and doxxed for trying to suggest that. But I'd like the end saga of One Piece to look very nice, and I'd like Oda to feel good about it. So, with the quality One Piece tends to be in writing, at least, I'd be more than okay having a monthly One Piece where Oda is just like, I can breathe. Yeah. Maxie, I've watched all of One Piece. Maxie, I've become a revolutionary. Also, if you don't know anything about One Piece, all you gotta know is trans pride. One Piece has a lot of really cool trans characters. Fucking it's kind of so Bon Clay. Well, so this is what I was gonna say. You got Bon Clay and Ivor, right? And I feel like they're representative of drag culture specifically, and they are, for the most part, I think they're well done, played very straight, and I adore them. They're just good characters. But if I was going to point to one specific trans person in One Piece, I'd say Kiku, Kiku, who is a samurai, a trans samurai, and she's beautiful, and her armor is amazing. When Kiku suits up for one of the One Piece arcs, like, it's amazing. And then you have Yamato. And people have always gone back and forth about Yamato, sometimes not politely. Again, this is for anyone who hasn't read One Piece. But I mean, Yamato is AFAB, but is always referred to with he, him pronouns. So they're definitely under that umbrella, and they're also great. I remember one of my friends who was super into One Piece before I ever was like, I'm kind of sick of Yamato, because everyone loves them. And I was just like, I don't know, I just read One Piece and I love Yamato. And then they went back and reread One Piece and they're like, hey, I love Yamato. Yamato is amazing. So, and it's just great practice to respect pronouns. Happy Pride. Dots. Ellipses. Yamato is my boy. Oh my god. Okay. Again. Honestly, this is for if you haven't read One Piece, or if you have. A headcanon. Oh no, One Piece is still going. They are wrapping it up finally, though. Like, if you... Zamri, if you don't know, One Piece has a very well-defined world map. And we're trying to get to a certain point at it. I mean, relatively close to ending Captain Big within the next couple years. But we are in the final. Yes, exactly. Keeping in mind the Wano arc took like 4 years. Yeah. But I still want to point to people who maybe haven't read it, that all this time they have been making their way towards the One Piece. And they are literally at the doorstep. That's not a joke. If you were to look at the One Piece map, what was it thinking of? They are dangerously close to where the One Piece is said to be located at. But anyway, I was just gonna say, that a headcanon... Also, this isn't the One Piece map, this is my world map. This is Mid-Seer, the watery world. Here's the UTIs. They've got a $sign in the middle. And we're not gonna be... We're not going anywhere. This is where most of the comics are gonna be for the next bit, so... Anyway, now you're good, Ox. I will say, Ox, the Wano arc has my favorite thing in anime ever. But moving on from that, a One Piece theory, no spoilers, that I gel with very much is that Luffy, Mugiwara no Luffy, Luffy the monkey, Oriwa no something, is asexual. Which is enforced by a certain thing that happened. Like, there is science in One Piece that enforces the idea that Luffy is ace. Except here's the problem. Luffy has a brother, and his name is Ace. So if you try to look up Luffy Ace, you don't get Luffy with, like, the Ace Pride flag. You get Luffy with his brother Ace. So I just need to leave this in this file, but I do want to use it for reference, so I'm going to make copies. Yeah. No, because again, for anyone who doesn't know, there's fully a love power, a power of love and seduction in One Piece, and someone tried using it on Luffy, and it didn't work. He said, I don't care. And that's like one of the best. That's one of my best moments. Didn't do anything. He said, shut up. I don't care. Nah, I don't really feel like it. Goofy has the will of deed. When is Barry gonna stream all of One Piece Odyssey? Despite having never watched, and I don't think intending to, watch One Piece. Free transform. I'm flatten. Yeah. Yeah. Lay flat. Tomorrow. Maybe if Bath... Has Bath watched One Piece? The one... That'd be cool. Gam leaked everything Barry's planning to do for the next 3 years. It was wild. Okay. If it's alright with you guys, I think I'm gonna call it a little early today. We're reaching 2 hours, which is usually my minimum for stream. And I need a shower. Because I run a marathon every day. And I haven't taken a shower. So... yeah, I'm just gonna raid Nicole. If anyone, you know, wants to stick for that, but no pressure. Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate sentiments of me getting de-stinkified and what have you. If y'all want to come back next week, we're going to be playing Minecraft with one of my dear friends. I've been going through Minecraft, so that's fun. Kit is Cat, thank you for following. Nicole and Bath, but wait. Okay, we're gonna raid Bath specifically. Because I've been talking about Chainsaw Man in their Discord, and they also did a speedrun recently, and I've rated that. I've rated Yourcraft or Minecraft? Minecraft! But just because I have not gotten as many chances to raid Bath. Bath is great. I was talking about, okay. It's such a minor thing, but I was like, did I even talk about Chainsaw Man? Go get the Shonen Jump app. Not sponsored. Shonen Jump app is $2 a month, and if you get it, you can read all of One Piece, all of Dragon Ball Z, and Chainsaw Man. Just all at once. That's why I have it. And I want to start on Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter. Oh yeah. Oh, Phasma was updated. Heck yeah. Anyway. Thanks y'all for joining. Thanks y'all who stayed after the raid. I appreciate it. Oh, that bridge is so good. I have to go before I keep talking about anime. Well, bye. Well, bye now. Bye.